Hello, everyone. It's me. It's Max, and we are back after a week without Champions League. Here it is, the review preview show. I go through Monday through Wednesday, where we look back at what happened, set the table on a Monday, recap the games from Tuesday, preview the games on Wednesday, recap the games on Wednesday, rinse and repeat, do it again next week. So it was tough to get through that week, but I understand why we didn't have any games. It was a busy midweek all over Europe, and now we have the second legs, and we have 4 games coming up. Not the best poised games. I think those will come in the following week, but we might have some interesting storylines to develop, and I think in order to tell the story of the games we'll have on Tuesday and Wednesday, before I go any further, you probably know what they are, but let me give you the specifics. It is Borussia Dortmund and Tottenham Hotspur for their second leg. Spurs with the 3-0 aggregate lead they were able to achieve at Wembley. Really the only good thing they've had lately. It's not been great for Spurs. We'll get to that in a moment. And then you have the reigning champs, Real Madrid. They are back at the Bernabeu, which may not be good news, to take on Ajax. The Dutch team, with all that great young talent, are trailing on the aggregate 1-2. So, although they did give away 2 away goals, they're still in with the sniff here. Wednesday, it's going to be PSG and Manchester United, whatever remains of Manchester United. They are in bad shape, injury suspension-wise. If they are able to turn this over, I mean, this would be Herculean. This would be all-time achievement. But the way Manchester United have been playing, maybe there's a possibility. They've been playing pretty well. And then Porto and Roma, that'll wrap up the Wednesday game. I'll stick away from the Wednesday games for now so we can focus on all the momentum coming in and all the results that we saw that do set the table for the Champions League here. Although I do think Porto-Roma is where, if you want drama, that's the best drama you will find in these 4 games in these second legs. So let's start where we should start, the champs. Real Madrid, and they're dropping games. They're dropping games to Barcelona. They're dropping games to Barcelona at home. They're dropping games to Girona at home. So the Bernabeu, no longer a fortress, really. They've struggled that. Barcelona have all but clinched the championship in Spain and the Copa del Rey as well, as they move along at Real Madrid's expense. I would say all that you throw out the window with Barcelona, because it has to come down to Champions League success, not to diminish winning La Liga or the Copa del Rey, but Barcelona have to have a breakthrough in Europe. And I will say this, and I've challenged Barcelona. I think they're so reliant on Lionel Messi, and it affects them at the business end of this competition. But I think I've seen something from them that will give Barcelona fans some optimism. It's the Ernesto Valverde approach. They soaked up a lot of pressure against Real Madrid, and they were just fine. They soaked it. They parked the bus a little bit. Didn't have any issues. Their defense is watertight lately, and I think that's going to bode very well for them, especially if they get in front in a game. It could be over. So my stock, I'd buy some stock in Barcelona right now, and I didn't have a lot of it. Which brings us to the story of Real Madrid, who, again, are dropping points at home. They are still the reigning champs 3 times in a row, and they do have a different coach, and they don't have Cristiano Ronaldo there, but they are Real Madrid. And I think every team in the competition would like to see them knocked out before they start predicting the pecking order of who's going to win everything, because it's still Real Madrid, and they have that pedigree, and that, to me, is worth a whole lot. They should get by Ajax in this game tomorrow. Ajax have such good talent, have been scoring a lot of goals. Granted, it's in the Dutch Cup and in the Dutch Eredivisie. I think they have 13 goals and 3 wins since the first leg defeat. And giving away 2 away goals is bad business. But it could be interesting, but hard to see Real Madrid finding complications here, but we'll see what happens in the quarterfinals. But if you get a chance to knock Real Madrid, knock them out. So that turns our focus to the other game, Borussia Dortmund, Tottenham Hotspur. I don't think it's attainable for Dortmund to reverse 3 goals. I think that 3rd goal may loom large, as I think Dortmund could get an early goal and could apply that pressure against a Spurs team that has been pretty poor. 1 point out of a possible 9. They lost to Burnley. Issues scoring goals, yes. But 3-goal lead is just too commanding of an edge. Mario Götze has got some concerns for Dortmund. Dortmund overall, they lost to Augsburg, and that once big lead in the Bundesliga is now gone. They are tied with Bayern Munich. So you're looking at a potential empty trophy case here for Dortmund. So panic mode. I'm worried for them. It's just too much. If they were down 2 goals, I think they could fix things here. But 3 goals is a very tall cloud. PSG and Manchester United, I desperately want to talk about it, but I'll save that for tomorrow. Manchester United are in an epidemic of injuries and some suspensions, but they've been in good form. Maybe there's a little magic. And then Porto Roma we'll also look forward to in that point. So we are back. We're going to get down to 12 teams and the following down to 8. This is a great time to tune in to the Champions League. And a reminder to make sure to subscribe here. I'm ramping up the YouTube. Bears repeating. And I may not be behind a brick wall, in front of a brick wall for much longer. The studio's almost set. Tell your friends to join so we can have a nice soccer discussion. Leave your questions and I will answer them and we'll go from here. This is an actual brick wall. This is not a green screen. And I also want to mention my Marshall Tucker Band shirt, perhaps one of the 5 greatest bands in American history. Great flute solos by Jerry Eubanks. And here's something about Marshall Tucker Band. They do not have a person in the band named Marshall Tucker, nor do they have a person named Marshall or a person named Tucker. So long.